The Jupiter Trojans, commonly called Trojan asteroids or simply Trojans, are a large group of asteroids that share the planet Jupiter's orbit around the Sun. Relative to Jupiter, each Trojan librates around one of Jupiter's stable Lagrange points, either L4, existing 60 degrees ahead of the planet in its orbit, or L5, 60 degrees behind. Jupiter Trojans are distributed in two elongated, curved regions around these Lagrangian points with an average semi-major axis of about 5.2 astronomical units. The first Jupiter Trojan discovered, 588 Achilles, was spotted in 1906 by German astronomer Max Wolf. More than 9,800 Jupiter Trojans have been found as of May 2021. By convention, they are each named from Greek mythology after a figure of the Trojan War. Hence the name, Trojan. The total number of Jupiter Trojans larger than 1 kilometer in diameter is believed to be about 1 million. Approximately equal to the number of asteroids larger than 1 kilometer in the asteroid belt. Like main belt asteroids, Jupiter Trojans form families. As of 2004, many Jupiter Trojans show to observational instruments as dark bodies with reddish, featureless spectra. No firm evidence of the presence of water or any other specific compound on their surface has been obtained, but it is thought that they are coated in tholins, organic polymers formed by the Sun's radiation. The Jupiter Trojans' densities vary from 0.8 to 2.5 grams cm-3. Jupiter Trojans are thought to have been captured into their orbits during the early stages of the solar system's formation or slightly later, during the migration of giant planets. The term Trojan asteroid specifically refers to the asteroid's co-orbital with Jupiter. But the general term, Trojan, is sometimes more generally applied to other small solar system bodies with similar relationships to larger bodies. For example, there are both Mars Trojans and Neptune Trojans, as well as a more recently discovered Earth Trojan. The term Trojan asteroid is normally understood to specifically mean the Jupiter Trojans because the first Trojans were discovered near Jupiter's orbit and Jupiter currently has by far the most known Trojans. In 1772, Italian-born mathematician Joseph Louis Lagrange, in studying the restricted three-body problem, predicted that a small body sharing an orbit with a planet but lying 60 degrees ahead or behind it will be trapped near these points. The trapped body will librate slowly around the point of equilibrium in a tadpole or horseshoe orbit. These leading and trailing points are called the L4 and L5 Lagrange points. The first asteroids trapped in Lagrange points were observed more than a century after Lagrange's hypothesis. Those associated with Jupiter were the first to be discovered. E. Barnard made the first recorded observation of a Trojan, 1999 RM11, in 1904, but neither he nor others appreciated its significance at the time. Barnard believed he had seen the recently discovered Saturnian satellite Phoebe, which was only 2 arc-minutes away in the sky at the time. Or possibly an asteroid. The object's identity was not understood until its orbit was calculated in 1999. The first accepted discovery of a Trojan occurred in February 1906, when astronomer Max Wolf of Heidelberg Königsstuhl State Observatory discovered an asteroid at the L4 Lagrangian point of the Sun-Jupiter system, later named 588 Achilles. In 1906-1907 two more Jupiter Trojans were found by fellow German astronomer August Kopf. By 1938, 11 Jupiter Trojans had been detected. This number increased to 14 only in 1961. As instruments improved, the rate of discovery grew rapidly. By January 2000, a total of 257 had been discovered. By May 2003, the number had grown to 1,600. As of October 2018, there are 4,601 known Jupiter Trojans at L4 and 2,439 at L5. The custom of naming all asteroids in Jupiter's L4 and L5 points after famous heroes of the Trojan War was suggested by Johann Palliser of Vienna, who was the first to accurately calculate their orbits. Asteroids in the leading orbit are named after the heroes of Troy. The asteroids 617 Patroclus and 624 Hector were named before the Greece-Troy rule was devised, resulting in a Greek spy in the Trojan node and a Trojan spy in the Greek node. Estimates of the total number of Jupiter Trojans are based on deep surveys of limited areas of the sky. The L4 swarm is believed to hold between 160,000 to 240,000 asteroids with diameters larger than 2 kilometers, and about 600,000 with diameters larger than 1 kilometer. If the L5 swarm contains a comparable number of objects, there are more than 1 million Jupiter Trojans 1 kilometer in size or larger. For the objects brighter than absolute magnitude 9.0, the population is probably complete. These numbers are similar to that of comparable asteroids in the asteroid belt. The total mass of the Jupiter Trojans is estimated at 0.0001 of the mass of Earth, or 1/5 of the mass of the asteroid belt. Two more recent studies indicate that the above numbers may overestimate the number of Jupiter Trojans by Sev.